Today is March 13th and I am interviewing this from New York. What's your name?
My name is Swapna Rani Dey.
And how old are you now? Approximately, say,
It's 45.
40s. Do you work or you are a housewife? You are a housewife.
I'm working now.
You work, and what kind of work do you do? Just briefly,
It's a company.
You work in a company?
Yes.
Okay. And it's in Pennsylvania West?
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Today is March 13th, March 10th we said, and it's in New York, and year 2013. We know your name is, we already said, and your phone number is?
215-368-1753.
And where is your dish, or what is your dish?
My country is Bangladesh.
Okay. And any particular district or city?
District is Kumilla.
And did you go to school there?
Yes.
Kumilla is a major city.
Major city.
And you went to school in Kumilla itself?
Yes.
And how far was your school? 5 miles?
Not 5 miles.
2 miles?
Half mile.
So you can walk?
Yeah, I can.
You walked. You lived in Kumilla city itself?
Yes, city.
Okay. How long did you live in that city, in Kumilla, before you got married?
Actually, I born that city.
In Kumilla?
Yeah, in Kumilla.
And then?
And after married also I lived Kumilla.
In Kumilla.
Yeah.
So you were born and raised in Kumilla and you got married in Kumilla?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't move?
Got married not actually. After married, I lived
Kumilla.
Actually I married in not Kumilla, it's Noakhali. Yes.
And then you lived in Kumilla with your husband, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your Bangladesh? Like, it's a green, it's very nice, you had everything in your village, something like that you can remember about your Kumilla, where you were raised?
Yeah, when I raised that was very nice.
You had your own house before marriage and after marriage?
It's not rent.
You were renting before marriage also?
Before marriage, my dad's, rent.
You were renting. Do you recall any of your neighbors left country when 47 Danga or 71 Danga? 47 you probably won't remember, but did you hear from your parents that people are leaving Bangladesh because of minority persecution? Or you do not remember that? You don't remember that? And do you recall most of the people stayed in the country? They didn't leave. Within your circle that no one left, they tried to stay in Bangladesh. Your neighbors.
In
Bangladesh, in Kumilla.
I don't understand what you say.
Anybody was leaving the country at that point? Going to India? Did you hear like that?
It's not my neighbor.
Not in your neighbor.
Yes.
You didn't feel that your family was struggling economically? That means টাকা পয়সার দিক দিয়ে কিছু অসুবিধা ছিল না? They were doing good.
They are doing good.
Economically sustainable. Did anybody, well, you are not owning the house, so your parents were renting the house, so this does not apply that whether or not you got compensation. Uh, do you recall any of your relatives left Bangladesh? Not your close family, but anybody else that you can recall? Your distant relatives left for India from Bangladesh?
Yeah.
And you were very young at that point, right? You were very, very young. খুব ছোট ছিলেন.
Yes.
Your family didn't face any rioting or violence?
Yeah, my mom and dad face, but
Your parents?
yeah, my parents. Yeah.
And you were a small child?
Yeah, small child. That's why I don't remember.
But your parents suffered?
Yeah, they suffered.
And did they tell you the stories when you grew up?
Yeah.
Sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes they tell that story.
So you do not recall those because you were too young?
Yeah.
What your dad was doing? Did he own a business or he was professional?
Own business.
What kind of business he had, if you can recall?
It's the grocery shop.
Grocery store. Did he face any time the looting or rioting of his business? Did he feel any problem with his business?
I can't say exactly, but sometimes he faced something, little thing, not the big thing.
But it happened.
Yes.
Sometimes he was threatened. Do you remember any good events or bad events, like the Muslims protected the Hindus or Muslims tortured the Hindus? Anything that you can recall? Or you heard from your parents or from your neighbors? Anything that
I heard, but I don't face actually.
But directly you didn't have any
Yeah.
effect, but you heard all these stories. You all the time stayed in Bangladesh, you didn't feel any problem. How do you say some people who were leaving Bangladesh, leaving their country, leaving their homeland and rushing to India? How do you say that why this flow was going from Bangladesh to India? How do you, now that you are grown up, how do you explain that a huge majority of Hindus were going to India because of persecution, because of they didn't feel secured, or what do you think?
A lot of reason actually. Sometimes they don't. Major reason is they don't feel the security.
Security was not there, lack of
Yes,
security,
yeah.
especially the women and girls. They were not
Girls,
safe.
Yes.
This is not appropriate for you. Did you hear discrimination against Hindus or minorities? Did you feel when you were going to school that Hindu girls are treated differently than the Muslim girls? Have you ever felt like that? Or you feel like, no, we all are equal, there is no problem?
Actually, I don't feel that when I grow up.
So you yourself didn't feel
was
that.
very nice.
So it was similar way you grew up with the Muslim girls. You didn't feel any discrimination. That's great. Do you know any of your close relatives who are victimized or murdered or killed or were threatened to leave the country, otherwise the Muslims will take away their properties? Have you ever heard any distant relatives, not in your own, but any distant relatives, it happened to them?
I heard.
You heard some of the incidents,
Yes.
but not your close relatives.
Yes.
Did you ever visit West Bengal in India, Kolkata?
Actually, no.
You have not been to West Bengal in India, okay? Because I heard the lot of Bangladeshis go for shopping in India, in Kolkata. Anyway, do you think the way you grew up, that Hindus and Muslims, girls in school grew up together, you didn't see any difference? Still they can grow like that way, simultaneously Hindus and Muslim girls together, or the situation is a little different now? How do you feel? Is it
Depend on space or
depend on different areas?
Yeah, areas.
So it varies from one region to another region.
Yeah.
How do you say it varies from one region to another region? Is it because of where Hindu majorities is different and where Islam majorities, that's why different, or what could be the reason? Anything particular you can think about? No.
Maybe Muslims,
While Muslims are dominating.
sometimes
Majority.
they try to do the test.
Yeah, if the Muslims are majority. You have relatives in Kumilla still? You do
Yes.
have relatives? And what do they say? That they can socialize with the Muslims? They do not have any problem with their neighbors?
Maybe
Muslim neighbors?
sometimes they feel problem, but they just
try to compromise.
Compromise.
So it's not that bad.
Not that bad actually.
But so you are lucky that Kumilla, that neighborhood is, they do not feel that threatened, or they can live together, Hindus and Muslims together. You want to say anything that I didn't ask, that you want to address, any statement that you feel like how you grew up, or the situation then and now, or anything, something you want to add? Anything
No,
particular?
thanks.
No? Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.